What are the benefits and dangers of caffeine in relation to your blood pressure and migraines? In this video, we're going to discuss it in detail. My name is Dr. Story. I've been a doctor of chiropractic for over 26 years. I'm going to give you realistic advice based on my experience and based on the scientific literature. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and let's just get into it with caffeine. While it's important to understand the dangers of caffeine and how it affects your blood pressure and migraines, let's talk about the benefits first. There are actually 4 good things that result from the ingestion of caffeine. The first one is caffeine is a vasoconstrictor, and what that means is it actually closes down and constricts your blood vessels. This is very useful when people are experiencing migraines. You'll find that many over-the-counter medications include caffeine directly targeted towards improving migraines. When a person has a migraine, their blood vessels are dilated in their brain, very often they're inflamed, and caffeine will constrict those blood vessels, reducing their symptoms. So when a patient has migraines, one of the things that they can simply try is caffeine. Another condition that people have, and it's more frequent than you think, is positional hypotension. And what this means is when they go from a sitting position to a standing, or they're lying down and they go to stand up real quick, their blood pressure drops dramatically, and very often they can get dizzy and faint and generally feel unwell. And caffeine on a regular basis can actually give them a little boost of higher blood pressure, and it's not high enough to cause damage to them, but it's high enough to bring it up to normal so that it actually relieves their symptoms. The second benefit is that it can keep you awake and alert. Many people will use coffee, they will use energy drinks to keep them awake so that they can drive safely at nighttime or study for that last minute test. So caffeine can be used for this. Caffeine will actually increase your adrenaline by over 200%. And because it stimulates your nervous system, you feel like you have a lot more energy and are more alert. The third benefit of caffeine is that it can actually help with weight loss. Caffeine will help stimulate lipolysis, which is just a fancy word of saying that your body uses fat as an energy source. This works quite well if a person is ingesting caffeine and also restricting the amount of carbohydrates that they eat. The fourth and final benefit of caffeine is it can be used as an athletic stimulant. And many people who are in sports that need to be really amped up for about an hour or two, so endurance sports, things where they need to have a lot of energy, high adrenaline, like we just mentioned, it will stimulate your adrenaline over 200%. The ingestion of caffeine 5 to 10 minutes before an event can actually help you in your sport. So now let's talk about the dangers of caffeine. Just as vasoconstriction can be beneficial for a person that has migraines or positional hypotension, it could be very, very bad for a person that has hypertension. Caffeine in just 1 cup of coffee or 2 cups of coffee, anywhere between 200 to 300 milligrams of caffeine, can raise your systolic blood pressure and your diastolic blood pressure. When you ingest this much caffeine, your blood pressure will rise and continue to rise for about 30 minutes, and then it stays high for about 4 hours, and then as it starts to go down, it can take about 10 hours for the caffeine to totally get out of your system. The second danger of caffeine is that in high doses, it can actually cause arrhythmias in your heart. Just as the energy drinks and the coffee will keep you awake, if you use too much of it, which is actually more common than you think, many young people are using energy drinks, coffee combined with sodas that also have caffeine in it, you can actually create a situation where you have a lot of caffeine in your body. This can actually cause arrhythmias and cause long-term damage into a person's heart. There was a research study on laboratory mice where they fed them an equivalent amount of caffeine, basically high doses of caffeine, and these mice had arrhythmias in their heart and eventually died. And so what are the conclusions that we can get from that? lab rats shouldn't party with energy drinks. Now, the third danger is in regard to using caffeine as a stimulant to try to lose weight. It can work. You can certainly use caffeine to stimulate your body to lose some fat. The challenge is that it's unlikely that someone is going to lose weight and enough weight to make them happy only by using caffeine. And because the dangers of other things happening, it's probably not a long-term solution for weight loss. The fourth and final danger of caffeine is that our body actually starts to adapt to the ingestion of caffeine. In other words, just like any drug, you actually need more and more of it to get the same type of stimulation. So if you're trying to lose weight, then eventually over time you're going to need more and more of that caffeine to create lipolysis and start losing body fat. This is why athletically many people do not drink coffee or do not use caffeine on a regular basis. They only save it for their competition, because if they were to drink coffee, for example, all the time, then the ingestion of coffee starts to lose its effect and they need even more to get that effect in their athletic competition. So many people that are athletic will not ingest caffeine, but only ingest caffeine when it's important. So if you get all the benefits, you're gonna have no migraines, you're gonna have a low % body fat, you're gonna stay awake all day, and you're gonna be a great athlete. Or you can end up with high blood pressure, arrhythmias, on a diet trying to lose weight that your body will eventually adapt to, and it just won't work for the long term. Which one are you? No, I'm reading. And no, your comment is not welcome, thank you. What is your comment? My wife has a comment regarding that joke. Go ahead, tell me.
No, it is a funny joke, but it doesn't really go with this video.
That's okay.
You're completely serious.
I am being completely serious, and that's okay. Okay. Because that's what makes it funny.
Okay.
Okay.
Is it just,
You know what? The editing is what makes it funny. The speed with which it's the delivery, baby. It's the delivery.
All right.
These are going to be the outtakes, by the way.
Okay. That's a good idea.
Okay, there you go. All right.